Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. The time for talk is over as we are just mere moments away from the Super Bowl. Two teams now have a chance to prove they are the best. It's the Patriots going up against the Falcons. So the time has come. Let's send you out to the stadium and join the two men that will have the Super Bowl call. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, they broke ground on this place in the year 2000, opened it in August of 2002, and it's been the home of this franchise ever since. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis, beyond thrilled to be bringing you the Super Bowl, all the pomp, all the circumstance, all the pageantry. It doesn't get any better than this, partner.
I'm loving sharing this booth with you, sharing this moment, this type of a game. For all the teachers who said we'd never make it, we're here.
And we talk these last couple weeks about the buildup, the anticipation. I think these guys are just ready to get out there and get this thing started.
And I know that both coaching staffs have spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
We begin the next half-century of Super Bowls to a strobe of flashes. Super Bowl 51 from Houston is underway. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And when you watch Devontae Freeman run the football, you can almost close your eyes and hear him running the football, can't you? Because people just scatter. I mean, you know, when he goes through a pile, it moves in a positive direction for him. I just love how hard he plays the game.
1,000-yard season. He had 11 touchdowns last year. In March, 25 years old. So he's kind of hitting that sweet spot for a running back, isn't he?
He really is. And I still remember the evaluation of him coming out of college. He does everything well, but you weren't sure he had a dominant trait. Well, he's dominant in just about everything he does, and I think that he's going to continue to elevate his game and seek a 3rd Pro Bowl in 2017.
17 yards on the pickup there, and also a first down. Here's Coleman on the toss, and he's got room, and he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. They'll toss it to Coleman. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
You almost hear the wheels turning all the way up here. Do I go out of bounds? Do I put my head down and try and gain additional yardage? In this situation, I probably would have put my head down and just tried to get upfield. Going out of bounds did them no good, and they lost additional yardage.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. In there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Brady now on 1st down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. 2nd down following the run. On 2nd down, Ryan. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Here's New England defensively. Last year, the #1 overall defense as far as points given up goes. And they've got a lot coming back in 2017.
Now, they certainly do. And let's go back to the Super Bowl. Trey Flowers, who was their leading sack guy in 2016, he had 7 in the regular season. He was a monster in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. He's back there for them. How about Dante Hightower? Back to the secondary. Devin McCourty, the guy who quarterbacks him back at safety. He's been to the Pro Bowl as a corner and as a free safety.
Now it's Ryan. And Tammy with it over the middle. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. So on 4th down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. Back deep, Danny Amendola for New England. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And bringing the Patriots out, Tom Brady. And Tom now the second youngest and second oldest quarterback to win a Super Bowl after winning it this past season. Going to turn 40 on August 3rd. How much does he have left in the tank?
I would say that the tank seems like it's darn near full. And I can't believe I'm actually saying that because no one is supposed to be playing at that type of a level at that age in the NFL, yet Tom Brady's doing it. And it's absolutely phenomenal to watch. We know it's going to come to an end one day, but I'm projecting it out farther than I ever would have thought because of the way he played this past season.
Now a carry for Blunt. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Let's discuss this offense now, and Julian Edelman, very good player.
Has really developed into a terrific slot receiver, and a lot of times he would be the primary receiver. Still mad coming out of college that he's not a quarterback in the NFL. He takes it out on the opposing defenses.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here, 2nd and 7. To throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Last year for Edelman, just below 100 receptions, 98, over 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns. And, you know, this is a guy that gets a lot of pub for being that perfect receiver for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. What's his role going forward?
I think his role going forward is to be a bona fide #1 receiver in the NFL, meaning he's not just a Tom Brady receiver. He's that guy for anyone. And he spent so much time proving himself as he got into the league, just what you were talking about. Can I have a role here with New England? Now it's not just proving himself. It's continuing to develop in his craft. And I think he's going to just keep getting better and better. He never gave up on himself in his dreams, and he doesn't give up on any single play.
And here we go. We get to see the Falcons again on offense, a crew that last year scored 540 points, tied for 8th most all time. But my question is this, such a Super Bowl loss in the offseason. Does that,
and that's what you'll see in the Falcons locker room in the entire offseason. They'll talk about finishing, unfinished business, things of that nature. But we have seen where teams have not recovered from it. Remember the Rams? They got to a Super Bowl, got beat by the Patriots, didn't get back there again. The Broncos in 2013, #1 offense, #1 scoring offense. They didn't get back in 2014, but they did in 2015. So you can recover from it. And LeGarrette Blount just does not go down easy. You know, from my experience as a defensive back, this was a difficult guy to try and tackle because of the force that he runs with, and he's not going to be daunted no matter it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter, Brandon.
Well, what shocks me about last year, 18 touchdowns. I mean, the yards were pretty good, 1161. But when I think of New England, I don't think of a running back getting 18 touchdowns.
You know, that to me, it was the combo that made the 2016 season for him. Most yards in his career, most touchdowns in his career by far. And he's the type of guy that, hey, you want to give it to me inside the 5? He doesn't believe anyone's going to stop him.
Now he'll throw with Brady. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And a dump off to White. And he's brought down. Give him 11 on the gain there. And it gives the Pats a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Chris Hogan, 33 yards. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
They'll go to Blunt, try and pound it in. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
They come out here in the eye. This is Coleman. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. They will run again with Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Here we go on 4th down with Ryan. Devin Hester's going to go. Past the 20. Devin Hester, 85 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from moving out in front. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, and even better run for big yardage.
So they're going to go for 2. It's Coleman here. And he is not going to find the end zone. He stopped up short, and this remains a 6-6 game.
Well, partner, since this new two-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
But conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They go play action here on first down. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Gronkowski may have had to miss the Super Bowl with the injury, but he was active in that parade, and now he's back on the field. And I'll tell you what, something you mentioned to me is that he was a big cheerleader for his teammates, never hung his head through the injury, celebrated with him all the way through the top. It got his man, complete. A big play there for the Patriots, 34 yards. Ah, yes, Brady to Gronk. You think these two are in sync?
Without a doubt. And look, they both understand what they can do for each other. Gronk knows if he gets open, the ball's going to be there. And Tom Brady knows what a great security blanket Gronk is. When all else fails, you find big 87.
To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A gain of 3, second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Blunt, the lone running back. Oh, he can't get away. Brady will go down. Adrian Claymore in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Brady. Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side.
This is intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here come the Patriots again on offense, the Super Bowl champions. And, boy, they have been able to do it a lot of times, Charles, with unsung heroes, haven't they? Look at the names that led them through the playoffs. Hogan, White, Lewis, guys you just wouldn't think of.
Yeah, Deion Lewis, a 5th-round pick, 3 touchdowns against Houston in the divisional round. Chris Hogan, undrafted. He ends up having 180 yards in receptions, including 5 plays of 20 yards or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And how about James White, a 4th-round pick out of Wisconsin? Think about who he played behind while he was at Wisconsin, and he turns out to be the unsung hero of the Super Bowl. Would have been the MVP if it wasn't for Tom Brady.
And you mentioned James White at Wisconsin. He was behind who? Melvin Gordon and Monte Ball, right?
That's correct.
So a big story here. Tom Brady off to the sidelines. And coming on is the backup quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. Now Garoppolo into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people would think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And some space here. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Coleman. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4th.
A 3rd and inches, you pretty much expect to see straight-ahead runs, and this one doesn't quite go that way. And it certainly didn't help him trying to pick up a first down.
Yeah, tried to get to the outside, lost yardage. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it. It's Freeman. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 6 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Freeman again, a first down carry. And some room to roam now. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 57 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Here's Coleman. And he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the 2-point try will be unsuccessful. So now, Charles, 2 touchdowns, 2 tries at 2-point conversions, and both
out there from now on. But the problem is you're chasing points at this stage. So now you've got to dial up more 2-point conversions and hope you're successful from here on out.
Okay, partners, New England comes out here to take the field on offense. This is such an interesting story, how they've been able to do it year after year after year. Guys talk about parity in the NFL. Well, New England has kind of transcended that parity, and they've done it with guys that you don't normally think of as household names.
The parts keep changing for New England. That's the amazing part on offense, all right? Offensive linemen change, receivers change, running backs change. We know the one constant is Tom Brady, and that's a huge deal for them. But to be able to do it in what you call the parity times, and you're exactly right, everyone's supposed to be pretty equal. New England still a top 10 offense year in and year out. In 2016, they were number 4, and that helped them with a number 1 ranked defense as well.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Brady gives now to Blunt. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. They'll run again with Blunt. call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Chris Hogan, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Patriots are an extra point away from going out in front. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Here's Blunt, and he is not going to get to the goal line. The defense keeps him out of the end zone, and as a result, that's going to keep this game tied. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
And here now come the Falcons. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. And no move by Dan Quinn to get the offense off the field. They're staying out there. And they're going for it on 4th. They'll run it with Coleman. He needed 2, but he doesn't come anywhere close. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on down. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Vic Beasley in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, he really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Vic Beasley bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now a play fake here on first down. His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 31 yards. And the Falcons have broken our tie.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now a play fake, Brady. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Oh, well, you mind if we go off topic for a second?
No, let's go.
I like to do that randomly. AFC playoff contenders for this year that didn't make it last season. Who do you have that might get in?
Well, I think Cincinnati's got to be considered there. Maybe they'd have an offseason that's calm, and they go into this season and try and get back to the playoffs where they've been perennials. How about Denver?
Yeah.
Remember last year they didn't have the quarterback to start. Trevor Siemian played pretty well overall, but maybe they can get solidified there and ride that strong defense right back into the playoffs. I'm going to give you a couple a little bit off the pace. Indianapolis cannot afford to squander Andrew Luck, one of the better young quarterbacks in the game. They've got to get back to the playoffs. And Buffalo, brand new head coach, brand new people running the ball club. Let's see if they can figure it out, because I think defensively they can be awfully strong.
Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. It'll loft that one in there, complete to Julian Edelman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, 33 yards. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. And I'm sure he wanted to have a huge game, wants to have a huge game as the quarterback, but really on the ground, they've been very, very hard to stop. Maybe you just keep going to that route.
I think so, and isn't it funny how the definition of balance changes for us from game to game? Sometimes it's 50-50, run it, throw it. Sometimes it's just being a balanced running team in terms of who's carrying the football.
More than one guy.
Right, multiple guys out there, and now your guy back there has to throw it. Doesn't have to worry about it quite as much.
And they've got the lead here in the second quarter. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Now they'll run toss. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves them with 14 yards still to go on third down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu, 36 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Super Bowl 51 after this. A reminder, coming up at the intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. He got 29 yards that time. And now they're in the hurry-up. Throwing on first down is Brady. Going for the deep ball. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Gronkowski, the intended target, and it's third down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And the third down pass falls incomplete. The former Bill, Chris Hogan, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Here's the battering ram Blunt. Room here to run. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. LeGarrette Blunt, 57 yards. And the Patriots move back within a couple of the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Again, here's Blunt. And this time he'll be stopped short of the goal line. He might have been out of gas after the long run. In any event, the try for 2 fails.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
But conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Now Ryan down around the goal, looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's Matt Ryan, picked off by Logan Ryan. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Rashid Hagman able to drop him for a loss of 4. Now Brady throwing on second down. And that'll be incomplete.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Shotgun now for Brady. And this is incomplete. He was looking to find some space for Dion Lewis there. That'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Now Brady going underneath for Lewis. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Dion Lewis, a 5-yard touchdown. And once again, the Patriots are back out in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a handoff here to his running back. They find some open field here. Kevin Coleman, 95 yards. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now here's the Falcons defense getting set to go again. They have to recover a little bit. Last time, they couldn't stop the run. They really couldn't stop the pass either.
And it wasn't just physically. It's mentally, because the offense appears to be a step ahead of them. No matter what they call, it's working. So they've got to get something.
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. short throw pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now Brady to try again after the pick six. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow-mo.
Now Brady doesn't like the formation here. He'll take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They slot Gronkowski outright. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 30, 10, 5, and he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
Well, we certainly haven't seen many fumble returns for a touchdown in Super Bowl history, but there you go. What a play.
And just think about it. We always talk about the best playmakers make their biggest plays on the biggest stage, and there's none bigger than in the Super Bowl. Remember Von Miller?
You seriously just skip the halftime of the Super Bowl? Who does that? It's a Super Bowl. Watch the halftime show. All right, here we go. Third quarter action now. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Danny Amendola on the return. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Brady now on first down. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Vic Beasley in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. And he's brought down after a good gain. That goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. They slot Gronkowski outright. Brady, he couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams in Arizona, those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. the Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the two different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all of these places. But Mexico, for the second straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. And he hits his target. This is Clay Harbor. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now blown. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. He'll run it here with Blunt. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He lost 2 there. And it's 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Play action. Now it's Brady. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And now they call on Steven Gostkowski. His career-long 57 yards set just a year ago. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Here comes the... Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now Ryan on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. L.A. a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have 2 with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles.
Less culture shock.
Less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition that still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played 1 season as such. That's a really fine play there, because anytime you see a comeback route, that means you cannot just stay in one spot and make a play on the ball. You've got to move your feet and move with the receiver, and that's exactly what he did.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Boy, a real head-scratcher there, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Now, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And now here's another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot, but there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
And certainly.
Devin Hester's going to go. Touchdown, Falcons. Devin Hester, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to be set up in excellent field position up past the 45.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
So the Patriots coming out now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, three that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season. It make it. So I think that all three could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on fourth. They'll go for it. It's Brady. Incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle, starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. Earl Thomas returns. I like Seattle coming out of the NFC. How about you?
Well, I'm actually going to take a Dallas Cowboys NFC title run. I think that they came so close this year, probably most talented going into next year.
I like that one. Well, in the AFC, I'm going to go with a team that if they improve their defense and their quarterback stays healthy, they could be that team, the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm going dark horse. Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Hey, from worst to first.
So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Looks like Ryan's going to stay out there. Indeed, they're going to try for this on fourth down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Patriots take over. They're going to have terrific field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on fourth down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. The Patriots offense now. They work their way back onto the field. Now a play fake. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And that right there will set them back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? the guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
And to give this time to the tailback. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And now here's a carry heading left. Evades the tackler, and now some space. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up fourth down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football on the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. Brady going to go on 4th down. Dumps it off to Lewis. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Though certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play.
For me, that was an example of why offensive linemen might want rearview mirrors at times, because you have your assignments to block, but if you can see what's going on in the backfield and maybe the guy carrying the ball is headed in another direction, it might change what you do. This is when you end up with plays like this. A bad one for the offense, a really good one for the defense. When you see a big-time run to the outside, it always comes back to setting the edge, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and they were perfect in setting the edge there.
And the funny part is, both sides of the ball talk about it. The offense has to set the edge so you can get outside. The defense wants to set the edge to control things so they can kick the run back inside.
Offense wins there.
Offense won big.
2 Patriots there to bring him down. And quickly, they get to the line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They lost 4 there, and it's third down.
But that certainly felt like an example of the defense just saying, okay, we've had enough. We've gotten mashed all night long. About time we got a good play in. But flip it over to the offensive side. They've got to be really upset that they allowed a play like that to happen. They were pitching such a great game. They want to keep it going.
That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
Well, you know what they say about the best laid plans, partner. I mean, this one was totally foiled. They played for the pass. The idea was if you want to run it, that's fine. We'll rally up and make the tackle. Except they didn't get it done.
Yeah, third and long, and a big run there. How about that? Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends in a touchdown run from Devontae Freeman. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. The Falcons defense gearing up as they take the field. And they dug down last drive on 4th down, got the stop on their side of the field. You play defense, Charles. How huge is that on this drive?
Can't even really quantify it because you're talking about field position, momentum, that element of feeling like we're the tougher team, because when you stop someone on fourth down, in a sense, you're imposing your will on the other team, and that's exactly what they did, and that should permeate through the rest of the ball club.
Yeah, now who will impose their will on this drive? Blunt, the lone running back. To throw is Brady. And oh, look at the catch by Gronkowski. That goes for a gain of 31. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
A big play there for the Patriots, 31 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to...
And he is in. Touchdown, New England. LeGarrette Blount, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Patriots make some inroads here on that deficit. He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that 3rd touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. Here's Eric Weems now on the return. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
Still 1st down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. A strong running. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now they'll run it on the toss. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Well, partner, they might want to tear up your scouting reports a little bit here because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it, and they ran it really well and picked up a 1st down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed them to get to the corner.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And they're going to speed things up here. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And some room to work. 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman with his third touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons will extend their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. On the ground with Ward. And he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the 2-point try will be unsuccessful. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure. It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard, and while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
And the Patriots gearing up to go now. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of...
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Paul Warlow in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
On play action, now Brady. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time. And it's 3rd down.
I think the defenders have to feel pretty good, even though the ball was tipped in the air and could have become a big play for the offense. They actually won one because the guy flinging it today, he's having quite the performance. Couple touchdown passes, almost threw his first interception, but he's throwing it so well that I think Lady Luck was on his side.
Now Brady. Gronkowski's got it on the crossing route. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
On the toss, this is Blunt. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Off the toss, Lewis. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled, and they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kick.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Can you believe it? It's the Super Bowl 49 hero, Malcolm Butler. That is the play they needed in a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. Now Brady. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
He was looking for Julian Edelman that time, and now it's second down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Blunt, the lone running back. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And his throw is incomplete. He was aiming for his tight end, Clay Harbor, there. And it's third down.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Gostkowski now for the Pats field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a miss on his first attempt, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
I know this will surprise you a little bit, Brandon, but you know kickers can be a fragile breed sometimes. You got to wonder what's going through his mind, but he didn't let that first miss impact him one bit.
Hey, I kicked back at Harrison High School. Are you calling my ilk soft? And let's shift now to talking about the Patriots defense. 4 takeaways now. Last one, the interception on that previous drive.
Okay, work with me on this one because I think we've got to do the highlight video at the end of the season. Can you imagine putting this together? The high energy.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And an alley to run. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey.
And they're going to get it. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Adrian Claiborne in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Offside, defense.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. On the return, the old reliable Devin Hester, the veteran. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a play fake here on first down. He completes it to Jones. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I really don't think that Julio Jones could be happier right now. Plenty of catch opportunities in this game. He's converted them, and his team's winning.
And Matt Ryan's happy, too, to have Julio Jones on the other side of these.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times we talk about breaking teams down, and oftentimes it's through a running game. These two, they can break a team down through the air.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And they're going to get to him. That is going to be a safety. Tom Brady taken down to the end zone. So this is now the 4th time in the last 6 Super Bowls that we've had a safety. And obviously that's strange when you figure during the regular season, on average, you'll see a safety about once every 14 games. So an oddity here, to say the least. A chance for us to get a glance at this Patriots defense. They had the interception last time, led to a field goal.
And kept points off the board against them as well. What a great way to end a drive. Take it away and set your offense up to put points on the board themselves.
The only thing would have been better, a touchdown. Now they'll be looking to get the stop and lead to that here on the next drive. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. To throw is Ryan. That is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. To throw forward is Ryan. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on into their fourth quarter lead. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Now Amendola. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. And now out come the Patriots. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And this one will be brought back to the 22. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Now it's Ryan. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and that'll bring up second down. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on...
And my goodness, another interception. Can you believe it? It's a Super Bowl 49 hero, Malcolm Butler. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Three yards to go on second down. Play action. Now it's Brady. And that one got tipped.